Welcome back to my channel. Imagine an animal covered in sharp spines. Looks dangerous, right? Now imagine that same animal quietly making someone thousands of dollars every year, without high-tech machines, big land, or costly feed. No, it's not a pig, not a goat. We're talking about porcupines. Yes, porcupines. They may look fierce, but farmers across Asia are quietly turning them into cash machines. With only a few pairs, they're earning over $20,000 a year, raising them in small backyard setups. You don't need concrete floors, expensive feed, or round-the-clock care. Porcupines grow fast, eat cheap, and their meat, quills, and rare white coats sell for surprising profits. This isn't a trend. It's a hidden gem in modern farming. And in the next few minutes, you'll see how this quiet, spiky animal could become your smartest investment yet. Part 1. Porcupines are easier than they look. At first glance, porcupines seem wild and dangerous. Their sharp quills make them look unfriendly. Most people think raising them would be a hassle, but that's far from the truth. These animals are actually calm and easy to manage once you understand their needs. They don't act aggressive unless they feel cornered. They rarely bite and prefer staying alone. Unlike bigger animals like pigs or goats, porcupines don't need fancy barns or concrete flooring. You don't even need a lot of equipment. A quiet area with fresh air, natural light, and a basic shelter works well. One thing to keep in mind, they like to explore and squeeze through small gaps. That's why a strong fence with no weak spots is essential. Once they feel safe and settled inside, they barely cause trouble. You won't need to watch them all day. Give them space, and they'll thrive on their own. Part 2. The ideal setup for comfort and safety. Porcupines need a space that feels natural. They don't do well under direct sunlight for long hours. Too much heat makes them restless, and stress slows their growth. That's why every enclosure should have both open areas and shaded zones. A simple roof over one section or using trees for cover works well. When it rains, they need shelter too. Getting wet too often can make them sick. Noise is another big problem. These animals get nervous around loud sounds, so it's better to place their enclosures away from busy roads or loud machines. Once they feel safe, they don't need much attention. They relax, eat regularly, and grow faster. A quiet, shady, and clean space keeps them calm, and calm porcupines are much easier to manage. Part 3. Why porcupines are valuable. Porcupines are not raised only for their meat. Their quills are just as valuable. In many cultures, quills are believed to have healing powers and are used in traditional medicine. Artists also use them to craft jewelry, hairpins, and other decorative pieces that sell for high prices. Some quills are long and strong, making them perfect for carving or painting. Now here's where things get more interesting. White porcupines are extremely rare. Their quills and fur lack pigment, and collectors pay a premium for them. To manage their herd, farmers often spray a little paint on each porcupine to tell them apart. Every porcupine brings value through its meat, quills, and even its color. That's what makes these animals more than wild creatures. They're full of untapped income. Part 4. What porcupines eat. Porcupines enjoy a diet that's easy to manage and full of variety. You don't need any special feed or supplements. In fact, most of their food grows on regular farms. They love sweet potatoes, ripe bananas, fresh carrots, and soft coconut. Leafy greens are also a big part of their meals. Things like spinach or cabbage work well. Since they are nocturnal animals, farmers feed them in the evening. That's when they're most active and hungry. But here's something interesting. They don't like sharing. When it's mealtime, each porcupine becomes possessive. They'll growl, stomp, or even rush at others who come too close to their food. That's why keeping enough space and separate feeding areas is important. Part 5. Breeding and raising porcupets. Porcupines usually breed during the night when things are quiet. After a pregnancy that lasts around 3 to 4 months, the female delivers a small litter, often 2 or 3 babies known as porcupets. Right after giving birth, the mother eats the placenta. This may sound strange, but it helps hide the scent and keeps the nest clean, making it harder for predators to find them. The babies are born with soft quills that harden in the first few days. They stay close to their mother, feeding on her milk and slowly starting to nibble on soft vegetables and fruits. During this time, farmers monitor their health carefully. Once the porcupets become active and strong enough to eat on their own, they are moved into separate enclosures for better growth and safety. Bonus, Part 6, Profits You Can. A farm with just 50 breeding pairs can give you up to 200 baby porcupines every year. As they grow, each adult can be sold for anywhere between $100 and $150, depending on size and condition. That alone brings in between $20,000 to $30,000 a year, without needing a huge setup or daily labor. But there's more. Some porcupines are born with rare white coats, and those sell for even higher prices in niche markets. On top of that, porcupine quills are in demand. Artisans pay good money for them to use in jewelry and crafts, while others buy them for use in traditional medicine. So you're not just raising animals, you're building multiple income streams from one source. Part 7. How harvesting works. When harvest time arrives, farmers must be calm and quick. They use wide nets to gently guide the porcupines without hurting them. These animals can get nervous fast. Their quills stand up, and they growl or run in all directions. One wrong move, and they can injure themselves or others. So the process needs skill and patience. Once caught, they go into strong metal cages to prevent escapes. Then they are moved to a safe spot for transport or processing. After slaughter, the quills are collected carefully. Farmers use heated tools, boiling water, or pliers to remove them. These sharp spines are later cleaned and sorted for sale. The meat, which many say tastes like a rich mix of pork and beef, ends up in slow-cooked stews or spiced stir-fry dishes. High in protein and full of flavor, it sells well in many parts of Asia, Europe, and Africa. So, who would have thought this spiky little creature could unlock real income? Porcupine farming isn't hype. It's a growing gold mine for smart farmers. Low cost, easy care, big profits. That's the formula. If you learned something new today, smash that like button. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. We reply to all of them. And if you want more untold stories like this one, subscribe now and join the Farm to Fortune journey. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.